Yeah, it feels good to get back to victory lane for sure. It's been a long time, and you talk about them second place finishes here, and I've got beat at the end of a lot of these races. It's great to finish second. If you can't win, but another way is kind of like getting kicked in the gut. You got to come back, and like last fall, you come back and look at Jimmy, and you got to come back and look at the guys, and you're like, you're leading with 2 to go or 3 to go or 5 to go, and you don't win is always really disappointing. So it feels good to have the night that we had tonight in such a dominant car and to be able to get the win.
We're also joined by winning team owner Jack Roush. It's his 16th career win at Texas Motor Speedway in NASCAR's Top 3 Series. Second time you've won both the Nationwide and Cup events at TMS in the same weekend. The Roush Fenway cars finished 1, 3, 4, and 7 tonight. Talk about tonight and the success of Roush.
Well, I'm really proud of what we've been able to do in 2011. We tuned up our engineering program with Ford's help over the winter, and we got a new Ford nose. Everybody got a new nose this year, but our new nose was better than our old nose, I think. And we've got our FR9 engine really on up to speed. So all that's going well. I can't say how proud I am to be here with Matt, realizing that he has not gotten the success that his effort has deserved in the recent past. And of course, Jimmy Fennig he's an instant success story. He's our oldest crew chief. Jimmy, what year did you start being crew chief for us?
What year? I'm trying to think. 97.
97. So Jimmy's been a crew chief with us longer than anybody else, and he's worked with a lot of different drivers, and he and Matt are as good a combination of driver and crew chief as I've experienced in my 24 years here.
Well, and again, we're joined by winning crew chief Jimmy Fennig. Jimmy, talk about tonight and also the adjustments you have to make, seeing that this was the first night race here at TMS.
Well, basically, we kind of just tweaked on a little bit. The car wasn't perfect all night, and we really didn't even get it perfect. But the speed seemed to be there, so we didn't want to go overboard. And so we're just creeping up it a little bit here, a little bit there with air pressures, and that was about it all night.
We're going to open up for questions. We have, I believe, a couple questions in the press box.
Terry Blunt, ESPN.com. For Matt and Jimmy, obviously Kurt Busch and Tony Stewart, they gambled hoping they could make it to the end on fuel. I think that's the way that everyone thought that was the only way anyone was going to beat you guys tonight. So, Jimmy, did you have any doubt that they might make it? What did you tell Matt? Did you think that you were okay that they were both, going to make it? As it ended up, Tony had the pit road penalty, but did you think that you were in any trouble of those guys being able to make it?
Well, Kurt, I figured we knew he was going to have to stop. I didn't know about Tony, if he was going to make it all the way to the end or not. I think he would have, but it would have been close. But Kurt, we figured he was going to be short anyway, so that's what we're up against.
I believe another one in the press box.
Monty Dutton, Gaston Gazette. Matt, this is all predictable. I could ask you about the race maybe not being that exciting, and you would say that from where I was sitting, it was a very exciting race. And we hear this all the time. But my question is from personal satisfaction, when you win and you just kick everybody's tail, does it give you more satisfaction than other kinds of wins? I mean, does it give you a great deal of pride just to kick ass out there?
Well, the first on the racing part, this sounds dumb, but I didn't really see it. You know what I mean? I mean, we had such good track position all night and pit stops and pit strategy and qualified well, so we really never got behind, which was obviously a big advantage for us. The racetrack tonight was a lot different than it was last year. This tire really changed the surface a lot, I thought, and I think would have been a little tougher to come from behind. So. But anyway, yeah, it always feels good to win, no matter how you can win. More times than not, the fastest car ends up winning, and I thought that happened tonight. I was real worried about Tony's deal. Of course, I always worry about everything, right, Jimmy? And but we had a real fast car, and pitting the way we did, it forced everybody else to pit, and we always got some track position and got in front of Clint. When he was in front of me, I was trying pretty hard, to get back by him, and it took a while. Until he slipped to get by him. So it was important for us to make some ground, and the way Jimmy pitted the race, it made some ground when we needed to and gave us a little bit of a cushion.
I believe we have 2 more questions up in the press box.
Yes, Nate Ryan, USA Today. Matt, after the win, we heard you tell your crew that you didn't think you were ever going to be able to do this again, which struck me because I think after you won Daytona 2 years ago, I think you said that a few days earlier you had the same discussion with your wife about I didn't think I can ever win a race again. Does this give you any solace, or have you sort of reached the point in your career where you just every one of these you're just going to savor because you don't know if it's going to come around again?
Well, I've enjoyed every one of them. Daytona's kind of different, but we went to California the next week and won, which was huge for me. In a way, it was almost off a race car and a racing standpoint, it was bigger than Daytona. It obviously wasn't a bigger win, but it was for the that's what you have to do every week. You only do plate racing 4 times, so. I felt better the last 6 months. Everything's been looking up. Certainly, the previous 12 months before that was frustrating for me. And as you start to get a little older and you're not putting up the results, and it's been over 2 years since we won. I mean, you can't help but start thinking, okay, is this the way it's going to go? Or are we going to keep trickling backwards? And you just keep working as hard as you can at it and try to get. The car's going the best you can, and hopefully you'll have some more chances to win. But certainly it gives you a lot of confidence, and it's a big relief to get back to victory lane and break that winless streak. It's been a long time, and we've been having a lot of fun going to the racetrack here the last probably 2 months of last year, and the first part of this year. It feels like we're back into a contending form.